YouTube, what's up? On here, hanging out. Oh, I just uploaded a video. I want to play some guitar. What's up, you guys? What's up, y'all? First like on it, what's up? What's up, you guys? John Scott, and Scott from South Carolina. I am back. Sorry if that paused it for just a second. What is up, beautiful PRS? Hey, thank you. This is a DGT. It's not a 10 top either, but I'll tell you what, man. I think the top's really good, and it just depends on what angle and light you're looking at it, right? But it's a chord TGT with the moons. They look like dots. Y'all might already know this, but they're actually little crescent moons. Kind of cool, a little different than the birds normally. Ready to go. I'm ready to go. Ha! What is up? Okay, you guys. Hey, Dixon, let me answer your question. Was it you I was watching the other day when you said you were going to meet PRS himself? That was me, and I did meet him that night. Met him that night. I got, they do a PRS artist like cocktail hour every year. Just a party, get together. Paul was there last year, but so many people were talking to him, I never got to talk to him. So I saw him last year, but this year I got invited to go beforehand. I think there was 5 of us beforehand. So for an hour, we got to hang out, meet Paul, listen to him talk about new stuff they got coming, and tell some stories and a bunch of stuff. It was a ton of fun. I'll tell you what, if you've watched any videos on Paul, he is exactly you already know him. He's no different. Oh my goodness, you guys! I've got a very tiny puppy, brand new dog, that is asleep on the ground right now and must be having one hell of a dream. He's making some noise. Don't worry, he'll wake up and start causing a ruckus in a minute. But if you've ever watched a video on Paul, he is literally exactly the same. You already know him. I've watched plenty of videos, interviews, him talking about stuff, and meeting him. I mean, within like 1 minute of, he came over and we hadn't met before. There's 5 of us there. He came over, introduced himself, shook my hand. I said, "Hi, I'm Tim." I introduced myself. Great working with you guys, whatever. Within 1 minute, he pulls us all up on this small stage, and they had some guitars out, some new stuff, and this and that. And within like 1 minute of meeting him, he's talking about like the metal and the magnets of these new pick of whatever, right? You know, he's exactly like he is on the videos. It was honestly really cool. Super nice guy. It was really cool that they invited me to go beforehand. It was a crop of kind of younger, newer artists. And they wanted to do that just because at this PRS artist party, I think they were saying like lots of times he's getting overrun by lots of people and he's not getting to meet some of the new up-and-coming people on the roster. So that's why I got invited. It's really cool. You know, and obviously I'm very happy to own this instrument, and I play it all the time. I've been playing a ton of the Silver Sky SE lately, a ton of it. So the strings need to be changed, but I just wanted to pull this back out today. Hey man, Brazil. What's up, Luis? I don't know any Johnny Rivers, and I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on the PRS SE NF3? I think it's awesome, David. If you're thinking about that or the Silver Sky SE, I'd go play them both. They're both awesome. They're pretty similar, but they are different. I'd feel the necks on both. The depth of the neck is a little bit deeper on the SE Silver Sky. On paper, I didn't think I'd like that. I love it. Love the deeper neck. It's not chunky by any means, but it's a little bit thicker. So I don't think it's chunky, but I would go play each of them. But the NF3s I've played multiple times. In fact, if you look up my name, type in Tim Avon and then Premier Guitar on YouTube, I did an interview with John Bollinger and we did a Premier Guitar thing, and I'm playing the NF3 that whole time, and I think he's playing the SE Silver Sky, and we had some great jams and talked about the guitars and stuff. So if you're looking for some info and hearing me play it and it being played simultaneously with an SE Silver Sky, that's a killer video for it. Not to plug my own stuff, but it is true. Jason, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Can you play In My Own Grandpa by Willie Nelson? I don't know that, Brick. I'm a terrible request guitar player, to be honest. Terrible request guitar player, but what do you say? AC/DC? I don't even know. I don't even know how to... I don't even know how to play it, y'all. I don't even know how to play it. When do you decide strings needs changing? What's the Nashville scene like for R&B? Okay, I'll talk about both of those. So I use Elixir strings, so these feel still brand new. But I'll notice the intonation starts slipping on them some. After a few months, normally about 2 months, if I'm playing on it heavy, which is why I use them, because they last a long time, and they still feel brand new, and I like that slick feeling. And I've been yet to be booed off stage because I'm using coated strings. Or someone say, man, your tone would be better with that. You know, no one knows. That's just an internet thing. But in real life, it's not how it works. But I'll tell you what, I just noticed the intonation starts going on a little bit. It'll say it's in tune, and it feels kind of in tune, but it's just a little out. You said, what's the R&B scene like in Nashville? There's definitely a scene for it. There's a scene for everything here. If you go on normal Broadway, like lower Broadway where all the cover bands are happening, you're not going to find a lot of R&B, but there's tons of stuff not on Broadway. Last night I just saw an awesome, like, kind of Allman Brothers style jam band that my buddy's playing at a small little venue. $10 to go in, just jamming, no cover tunes. It's awesome. So there's a scene for everything. There's little clubs that do hard rock and metal stuff. I've seen rappers and DJs before. I've seen pop artists. I've seen R&B stuff. I've seen funk stuff, blues. There's everything here. There really is. There's jazz stuff. There's some great jazz clubs. And there's a couple hotels and stuff you can find, like a solo jazz guitar player, stuff like that. Some cafes that have that. There's just music everywhere. It's kind of hard to get away from the music. So if you don't like that, don't come here. But I don't know any Polyphia. I am a Tim Henson fan, but that's above my pay grade, so I never even try to learn any of it. And I'm going to say, you guys, for anybody, I always have to say this when I'm doing the vertical streams. If you're spamming the chat, I just block someone. So please don't spam it. But also, I'm such a bad request guitar player. But I'll ask answer some other questions. Terry, what's up, Terry? Play the coolest thing in your opinion you've come up with. Oh, Dixon, you know what? Honestly, I'm not going to lie. The coolest stuff I think I've come up with is like percussive acoustic stuff. My acoustic's packed away in a case, and if I get up right now, this sleeping puppy on the ground is about to be up and about. but he's being very good right now. I've got a 9-week-old puppy sitting at my feet, and I'll show him to you guys if he wakes up. But for now, we're gonna count our blessings and hope he stays asleep right there. He looks like he's dreaming. He's moving around. It's cool. You know, I don't have like, honestly, the cool stuff I think I've come up with is definitely acoustic stuff with percussiveness on it. I can't do that really on here. I'll just play you something I recently came up with. I was doing this type of like. Pre-chorus. I really like that change it going. Let's loop it. I'll try and loop it. We'll loop and play a little thing over it. 3, 4. Okay, so let's see. I'm kind of in the key of C, but I never hit the C chord. You know, it's going F, G, F, G, F, G. Then I'm doing a 6th chord right here. This is A minor. Up to a G with a 3rd in the bass. Back to our F. Oh, and then I went back up to G there. Kind of a fun little thing. I'm keeping it lower volume, hanging out because of this puppy. I can't believe he's still asleep, honestly. But, okay, let me answer. Hey, what gauge strings do you know? Or what gauge strings do you use? Do you know any Eric Gales? Listen to a ton of Eric Gales. I've never learned any. So I'm sorry I don't know it. I just use 10s on everything except for one guitar. I have 9.5s, actually. That's 2.5 step down. And that's solely because the truss rod's not adjustable, the action's a little high, so it's to make it feel like it's playing normal. They just get misshapen. Yeah, Jesse, I think you're right. Here, real quick, let me block this guy. I told you guys, if you're spamming the chat, you're out. Is it PRS? It is, Boris. This is a DGT, a PRS DGT. And I know I'm playing kind of chill today. Normally I'm playing a little louder and doing some stuff, but I like Ernie Ball Slinkies, top heavy bottoms that are 1054. Yeah, that's a good pack. What guitar are you using that on, Jesse? Jason, I change strings most week. I grip too hard and put divots in them. Yeah, that's a real thing. Even if they're coated, it won't protect against that. So, any signature style item for you? Slash has his hat. Buddy has his polka dots. Oh, good question. What's a signature style item? I don't know. I like a good jacket. I love a good jacket and some boots. You see some boots up there. Some good jackets. Honestly, actually, you know what's probably the signature style item, to be honest, is my hair. My hair is probably it, actually. As much as I want it to be a cool piece of clothing or something, it's probably my hair. It keeps me recognizable. I'm the only one in the band with long hair. It's curly. Yeah, I definitely think, now that I think about it, the answer to that question is probably my hair. Greetings from Finland. What's up, Thunder? Are you famous? I don't think I'm famous, no. People, the band I'm in, Lanco, is a well-known country band. So if you're into country music, you've probably heard of Lanco. I had some #1 songs and stuff. But I'm newer to the band, so no one recognizes me from like, oh, you're the guitar player in Lanco. I do around Nashville and some other places get recognized from YouTube, believe it or not, with even just, what am I at, like coming up on 11,400 subscribers or so. I get recognized from YouTube a lot more than Lanco. Because Lanco, people know of it, but they don't know like the members really, because it's a band. So no one's ever coming up being like, you're Tim Avon from Lanco. Now, if we have another #1 hit, that might happen. But right now it's YouTube, man. I feel more famous from YouTube. I was at Carter's not that long ago, and 2 guys came up to me and were like, are you Tim Avon? They were visiting from like West Virginia, and were there, talked to them, hung out, said hi, whatever, talked for a couple minutes. Then I was checking out at Carter's, and a guy behind me, a much older guy, goes, I follow you. I turned around, I said, what? He said, I follow you online. And I said, okay, and he goes, you're Tim. I said, yep, and just shook his hand, whatever. So that happened to a decent amount, honestly, especially around Nashville, because I'm creating content in Nashville. People are music players, and if you're online in the guitar community, like, my stuff kind of pops up, so people have seen me. So yeah, but I'm definitely not famous. How about just your favorite thing to play? I do way too much of like the funk groovy stuff that I never get to play in any like actual band context, but I love this kind of stuff, that freaking just like music, man. Well, I was playing all of that in the middle too, but with the coil split out. It's kind of fun, huh? Yo, Noel, how you doing? Good to see ya. Don't know any Dream Theater. Definitely don't. Hey, Dry Slight. Hope you're doing well too. Love the hair. Hey, thanks. Isn't it a law that if you live in near Nashville, you have to own at least one pair of boots? Dixon, I think you're right. You need a pair of boots and you need a jean jacket if you're a guitar player in Nashville. And then if you're really going for it, you need some turquoise. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you're right, honestly. I've tried so hard to lighten my grip. But when I get in the flow, I forget. I get that, Jason. I've been going through that recently. There's a moment in the Lanco set where I have a really long extended solo that we're improvising as long as I want to go. And for a while when I first joined the band, I noticed I'd get done with that and my left wrist and hand just hurt because I'm going for it and I'm grabbing so hard and I was anxious. And I've worked really hard during that point to relax my hands. And it's actually worked and I haven't had any wrist pain. But yes, my wrist would kind of lock up from that. Hey, yo, I know them too. Why don't you check out my stuff too? Hey, yo, I know them too. You know them too. Oh, like Lanco? Soul Society? Absolutely. Heard the name before, not gonna lie. Hey, right on, Soul Society. What type of, is it soul type of music? Or funky groove? That's AJ. Dude, AJ. Always 2 months. Howdy, folks. AJ. AJ is always blowing up this chat, man. Single-handedly been growing this community, literally from gifted members. So, hey, if you're a brand new member, welcome. I always do this after AJ does this. I'll post a members-only just post on YouTube after this with a link to the Discord. If you guys want to hop in the Discord. I need some recommendations on what kind of content do you guys want to see. I was going to make a couple videos. Here's a couple videos I'm thinking about. Tell me your thoughts. And then drop one if you've got a thing that you want me to talk about. Outside of the gig vlog stuff, I'm doing gig vlog stuff. I'm taking people on the road. I'm showing the life. Here's 3 video ideas I've been thinking about. 1, going down to Broadway all by myself, taking you from my house to going down there. How do you find parking? How much does it cost for parking? Where do I park? Going into the bars, showing you like middle of the day, I'm on Broadway, here's what it's like. I think that could be fun, informative. I'm the narrator, I'll bring you around. Thinking about doing the SE Silver Sky and the American Strat I have back to back. A comparison of just straight up tones, going through the two, seeing what that's like. Thinking about that. Also thinking about how to fly with the guitar. How am I flying with the guitar? What are my experiences flying with the guitar? What should you maybe know? Different ways to fly with it. Risks and benefits of either. Stuff like that. So drop me some comments. What do you guys think about some of that stuff? And if there are other stuff. Snack, good to see you. Hey, Tim, what power supply do you use? And is the HX Stomp hard to power? It can be. Now there's a lot of power supplies that will power the HX Stomp. XL or the normal one. I just have an old Voodoo Labs 2, Power Plus whatever, Power Plus 2 or something, and that thankfully has just a flat out like wall outlet on the back of it. So under my board, I actually have it rigged up where the normal power supply for my HX Stomp XL is fastened under the board, and then it's plugged into just the power outlet. Not the easiest way to do it, I won't lie, but a lot of power supplies now will be able to power it and come with the stuff because it's so many people are using it. I think the power supply companies have definitely like got onto it. Oh man, I'm way behind on the comments. Okay, you guys, all the new members, dude. AJ is just always the man. Trems. Alex, hello. Colin, what's up, man? Hey Tim, hope you're doing well. Hey, same. Thanks to you. Thank you. Same to you. Do you ever listen to Cosmic Country from Nashville? I'm about to do the Denver run the next few nights. Do you ever hang with Danny Donato? I've met him before. I took a lesson from him over FaceTime as soon as I moved to Nashville in like 2017, a long time ago. And then like 6 months later, I had my very first gig in Nashville, which is just 3 songs. I was just playing acoustic, backing up a songwriter. Just 3 songs, and his little trio was playing right after us. So then I saw him again there, and we talked. And that's the only interactions I've had with him. When he had longer hair, I can't remember if his hair is long now or not, but people would when I first moved to town, be like, you look like Daniel Donato. But I don't know him personally, really, at all. And I don't know, maybe he'd remember me. I don't know. But Noel, hey, Tim. Any update on getting another acoustic? I really recently got an Eastman and have been working hard on John Mayer style fingerpicking. I'm working on Stop This Train. Fun stuff. Noel, awesome thing to work on. That right-hand technique is so valuable. Obviously, it's not on electric, but I'll play it for a second and just show you. Because when I first learned it, I could just, all I was doing was this. Well, hold, okay, no. I was just gonna. Like, I could just strum it. I didn't know how to do the right hand. I remember sitting in the kitchen in high school. My mom's making dinner or something, and I was trying to practice. And I remember trying to explain to my mom, like, Mom, this right hand thing is so hard. And I remember telling her, being like, if I can ever play this the way he plays it, I'll be so good. I won't even have to practice anymore. It'll be amazing. I literally remember being like a year and a half into playing guitar and saying that to my mom. But that right hand technique is super important, and I use versions of that all the time. So it's in Stop This Train, it's in Heart of Life, it's in Who Says. Those are the three main ones. And it's that. Now the key there is pluck, pop. So when you hit this, you're also popping down, and that's the real key to it. Is and then it's adding the picking. So it's. Now here's Who Says, same type of thing. That woke the puppy up. Hey, little guy. Uh-oh, he's on the move. There you go. Yeah, lay him back down right there. We're trying to teach him that he doesn't need to be in my lap to go to sleep. If I put him up here, he'll go right to sleep, and he'll sleep as long as I sit up here. But I'm trying to be like, we can sit on the ground, and Dad can have his normal personal space. And, you know, I love cuddling with him, but it's brand new. I got a tiny little puppy on the ground. Indonesia, what's up? Welcome, Alex. Subscribe. Hey, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. And like, hey, thanks, guys. Nashville Life is the best vids idea. Okay, awesome. 1, love it. 2, great. 3, great solo. Hey, thanks. You must see Page Blunk or a Blip Bada. I don't know exactly how to say the last part you're saying, but ever tried playing any Polini songs? I've never tried, but I have listened to them. I think they're really cool. It's the same type of thing. Some stuff I really love that's so not in my wheelhouse that I'm at the point now where I just don't even try to learn it because I'm not super interested in learning it, even though I love it, because there's other stuff I love more learning-wise, and there's stuff that's more in my wheelhouse. I'm kind of at that point in playing where I know what I'm good at in the paths I like to go down. That doesn't mean I'll never not get in a major mood where I'm trying to learn some stuff like that. But a lot of that stuff, like some of it's kind of easy, the intro stuff and whatnot, but then a lot of it gets way above my pay grade, you know? And there's a certain point when you're playing enough where you kind of understand where you sit in that. It's like, okay, I'm good at this thing. I lean into this thing, and I've been leaning into that for a while. And it's paid off. I mean, I have a job because of that, you know? What practice do you do if you're not prepping for gigs? Great question. And I don't know how to say your name, to be honest, but great question, and thanks for joining. I do a lot of jamming, just practicing music. I practice a lot over playing over stuff. I've been doing that for years of trying to get more like, okay, how do I play over the changes better, outline the chord a little bit more, understanding. I went through years of working with the cage system and understanding like, okay, here's an E chord, here's an E chord, E chord, E chord, E chord, all the way up the neck, and then being able to play the major scale or major pentatonic, whatever, with that up the neck. So thinking I'm in E position. Let's keep going up. Now I'm in C position. I'm in G position. Back up to E position. Kind of that high D, C shape, you know, so I spent a lot of time practicing that. And that's what lets you play up and down the neck all over, you know. But now I've been practicing just some of it, getting my right hand a little bit more wrangled in, you know, for a long time. And still, I can play well, but I'm sloppy and I can't pick really fast. I've never been able to pick fast. So just even, I mean, even just that is not about as fast as I can go, but about. You do a lot of hybrid picking. So, I mean, sometimes when I'm just warming up, I'll literally sit down and do that. So working on right hand mobility, working on a lot of theory stuff, thinking, okay, new changes like that thing I was just playing earlier, that. Okay, little guy is awake. You guys want to see the puppy? Come here, little guy. This is Stetson. You okay? He's brand new. He's about 9 weeks old. He weighs about 5 pounds. He's an Italian Greyhound. He's going to be 12, maybe if he's big, 15 pounds. You want to look at the camera? Now, this dog, all he wants is he just wants to go to sleep on my lap. We've been working on the ground. Now that I've picked him up, you're going to squeal if I put you on the ground, huh? Yeah. It's a cute little guy, though. He is such a sweet little pup. He's been really good. But here he is. You say hi? There we go. There's a good face shot, huh? Okay. I'll let you sit up here with me for a little while. But you got to sit back there so you don't get bonked by my right hand. I mean, come on, that's pretty cute, isn't it? He's a great little guy. It's been a lot of work. I'm not used to having a dog. This is my first dog. So he's got to, let's flip that little ear over, huh? But anyways, yeah. So there's the little guy. I just learned Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth. How'd that go? How was it learning it? Let me, nice. Any Weezer? I don't know any off the top of my head, to be honest. I'm such a bad request guitar player. Jason replied, telling your mom that you have to practice anymore. I played Eruption for my dad when it came out, and I explained to him Eddie just used all the possible notes. I was 15. Hey, that's way better than I was at 15. I'll tell you what, Jason, I didn't start playing until I was 15. I was kind of a late bloomer. Yeah, sit on the ground and chew cables. Yeah, he's been pretty good about not chewing the cables, but like he'll just kind of, thankfully he's so tiny that like the amount of, he'd have to be left alone for a long time to do like a lot of destruction. But these sweet little dogs, like honestly, he whines on the ground and all he wants is just this. He still wants to sleep. He just wants to be touching me while he sleeps. He's really sweet. It's really sweet, honestly. But yeah. Okay. Can you read sheet music? You know, Jason, I was in band in middle. My family had like a weird, neither of my parents play music. But in middle school, everybody had to be in band, orchestra, whatever you pick, but you had to play an instrument. So I played trumpet for 2 years and then baritone for 1 year in middle school. I lost my train of thought. Oh, so then obviously I was reading sheet music. Then in high school, I didn't start playing until I was 15, which is halfway through my freshman year of high school. So it wasn't till I was junior, senior year of high school I was kind of good enough to join the high school band. So I was in the pep band where we played like rock music, and we didn't read any sheet music there. And then I was in the jazz band, and there was obviously sheet music. I was reading a lot of just chord changes more so, we were playing stuff like, let's see if I can remember. So there's an old Duke, I think it's Duke Ellington tune called Hey Burner. I can't remember all of it. That's a... I can't remember all of it. It's such a good progression. I can't remember it, man. But anyway, so now I could sight read some changes. And when I say changes, I don't mean stacked musical notation. I mean, it says C7, There I can read that. But outside of that, it's been so long, and I just don't use it in my job here. There's certain musicians in Nashville that are using it. People that are playing on any type of TV or music score, things like that, they're definitely using it. But outside of that, or anybody that's playing in any type of theater or play situation. But otherwise, I use no real music in all of my job. Now, the number system, I've got to know, and you have to know that. But normal music notation, sometimes for a lick, it'll be written, I'll have a number chart, and the lick will be written out in numbers. So it'll be like 1, flat 7, 6, 5, whatever. And there will be a little bit of rhythmic notation above it. And even that, if I just hear it, I can do it. So definitely no sight reader. Who's better songwriter, J.S. Bach or Angus Young? I'm going to go with a Bach. Thanks, Kevin. I just learned oh, yeah, okay. Whoops, I'm a little bit behind on the... Sweetheart Stetson is the man. Yeah, man, he's a good little guy. He has 2 modes. It's this or running around. There's really no in between right now. But first, it was pretty hard to get the finger placements, but it's so fun to learn songs. That's awesome. Gravy, awesome to hear. It's great practice. Awesome practice. Dave, great to see you in here. I don't know any Ram Ranch. I'm sorry. PRS, it is a PRS. This is a DGT. And now it's a 2023. So coming up on, I don't know when in 2023, but coming up on 2 years old. I've had it I got it in like fall of 23. So I've had it for about a year. My father said Chet Atkins was the best of them all. Plus, he ran a record label. Chet Atkins was the man, no doubt. There's a statue of him in town. If you came up with cool lick or riff, how do you save it for future use? Do you transcribe or record? Sometimes I'll record it if it's a progression that I like. I'll just do a voice memo. But otherwise, like a lick-wise, I just practice them. If it's something simple, like... that's just something I practiced a ton at some point. And then once you play enough, you'll just start improvising, and all those things become together, like... I don't know. So I just played a lot. It's best to let puppies out free and around your stuff early, and they'll learn to leave it alone. Crates don't teach them all. I think you're right. We're crate chaining them still for when we leave and stuff, because there we need to, and that reduces accidents around the house. But right now, yeah, definitely he's around the guitar cables. He's in the room. You know, if he's so young, he doesn't even know. Like, he's just looking for anything to grab. So, you know, just discouraging when he does grab a cable, which is surprisingly been not that much, and then just immediately putting a toy in his face seemed to work pretty well. But thankfully, like I said, he's so tiny that, like, he'd have to be left alone with one of these cables for hours to, like, rip it apart. I mean, he's just a little guy, you know, and he's not really biting them that hard, like, you know, so thankfully we've been doing okay on that. We've been doing okay. But Brigade, please. I'm not sure what you said, Novo. I'm sorry. Goddamn devil. I'm not sure. I don't know that either. I started at 15 as well, Tim. We made a mature choice. Yeah. All these darn prodigies everywhere. Got nothing on the slate bloomers. Yeah. I top out 16 notes at 120 BPM, but they are clear and controlled. Yeah, you're better than I am, Jason. I'm just holding on for dear life. Stetson seems like a kind soul. Do I shred? I do not. Not shred. Have a Fender Strat. Damn it, should have brought a Kelly Hack or AV. You don't like the Strat, Patrick? Is that it? It is a PRS guitar. This is a DGT. It's a PRS DGT. Back is red. Starting to get some wear on it. There's a little nicks all over and dings and stuff on it. She's been getting some love, no doubt. Hello from New York. Hey, thanks, Chris. It's great to see you in here. I'm in here just kind of jamming. I know it's a little chiller because we got the pup. I'm normally playing louder and I'm doing more, but I'm trying not to completely blow out his ears yet. You know, he's so tiny. So we got. I did that earlier where I was going. It's kind of an interesting, like. Lean back to a G, right? Like a way Olivia's taken, but a look like hers can be found from time to time. Yeah, Olivia's taken, but a look like hers can be found from time to time. Bad phrasing. Thinking something like Olivia is what I need to find. Okay, anyways, we're messing around. Let me answer some more questions. Guitar 101. Hey, hopefully you didn't leave yet. I shred documents and papers and the like. Yeah. I mean, I guess I just don't like how the Strat looks. I see what you're saying. More in style with me with the Jackson or the, yeah, hey, it's to each their own, Patrick, you know? You got to go with what you think looks cool and likes, you know, and nobody else's opinion matters. Seriously. I don't own any guitars like that. It's not my wheelhouse. I love a Strat. Don't have to love a Strat, though. You know, I totally get it. Hey, man, just started a YouTube channel. It would be cool to do a live chat together and do some guitar playing. Keep up the good work, man. Thanks. Hey, Guitar 101, that would be kind of cool. I've thought about coming on and doing some lives in here where I do open it up where other people could join. That could be kind of interesting. You can do the, like, allow to go live together. And I might do a night where we stream for an hour and I just open it up. And as the requests come in, I accept it, and if it's a normal person and they're not doing something weird, then we'll talk. You get 5 minutes, and then we'll go to the next one. That might be kind of fun. In fact, that might be a great idea. That sounds like it would make for some interesting content. But hey, good luck on the YouTube channel, man. I've found it's just consistency and keeping up with doing it. I just enjoy doing it. I love coming on and streaming. I like editing the videos. I like filming the stuff I'm doing. I like talking about guitar. I like learning about guitar. So, you know. Reminds me of Calling Elvis at 2 minutes. Mark Knopfler plays a killer riff. I don't know that riff off the top of my head, but it sounds like I need to check it out. Sleep. My Sly Fly. Any tips for getting a handle on the hybrid picking? It's definitely proving challenging to learn after the fact. Hey, my Sly Fly. Yes, I just did this with a student the other day, which I'll just shamelessly plug again. I do lessons. If you guys are interested in lessons, I say FaceTime, but just online. We can make anything work over the phone. I do a bunch of online lessons. If you're interested in that, you can DM me on Instagram, TikTok, or reach out. Email is timavenmusic@gmail.com. The same as on here. I just taught 2 lessons yesterday. Did one the day before. It's great. Good stuff. I love teaching lessons. But I was just working on this with the student yesterday, the hybrid picking. So this is how I kind of teach it to start. Is I love grabbing just this A power chord. We're just going A, D, and G string. And it's good to just start because here's the thing. When you start hybrid picking, your first challenge is going to be separating this pick from these 2 fingers and then making these 2 also independent of each other. I'm really just using these 2 fingers. I don't use my pinky at all. So it's these 2 and the pick. So a good way to start with that is I grab this little A power chord down here. And that's going to ruin me. And this is what I'm talking about. These strings are just so old. They're just not holding. Let me at least make it sound like we're kind of in tune. Okay. We are, in fact, kind of in tune. This is what you're going to start to do. I'm going to give you a couple things. This is literally like a lesson with me. Is we're just going to go pick, pop these 2. So each, the pick, middle, and ring are going to be assigned to a finger. So here, with this little A chord, my pick's on the low A string, my middle finger's on the D string, and my ring finger's on the G string. And we're just going pick, pop, pick, pop. Now another big part of that country sound is going to be palm muting that bass note. Palm muting the low one. If I don't palm mute it, it sounds like this. I'm going pick, pop, pick, pop. But if you palm mute it, so obviously I started messing around there. I teach it a lot of times just a blues. Start an A and just go pick, pop, pick, pop. Because see, that palm mute's a big part of the inflection in the country. If I don't do the palm mute, it doesn't sound country. As soon as I palm mute it and pop it a good little bit with these, it's and it's staccato. As soon as that dent, I'm lifting off the pressure on my left hand, right? And it's giving it that staccato feel, which a lot of the country stuff is. If I'm going, See, that G went back out of tune already. I gotta change the string so bad, but we're just gonna go pick, pop, pick, pop. That's like level 1, you know, and that eventually turns into like a... Then where do I want to go? I meant to go. That's a great little open A lick. That. This is another great one. Obviously, if I really wanted the style, I'd pick up a telly, or a Strat on the back pickup can do it too. But anyways, I hope that helps. Start with just that pick, pop, pick, pop. Then you can start going pick, middle, ring, pick. I'm doing a... You can also do what I was doing where you make it a blues where you go... And there I'm going bass, pick, bass, pick, bass, pick, bass, pick, bass. So it's pick, pop, pick, pop. That's kind of like... You know, and a lot of times people are playing that really fast. And I can only do that so well, you know. Ha. Okay. There it is again with the open string embedded in the lead. The open string stuff is good, man. It's good. What would you change about the Bella amp? I'm thinking of getting one. They're awesome. They're awesome. The one I've had, I've toured with and moved around a lot. I've taken it all over on the road. I've taken it downtown in Nashville. So it just, I've had to service it a bunch, and I don't know. It's used a lot, and it's moved around, and it's in cold trailers, and it's getting carried by other people, and so it's worked great. But I have had to service it quite a bit, and I don't know if that's a common thing or if it's just because I played the shit out of it and take it all over the place. But the Bella amp is awesome, and I've got the head and cab combo, and right now I'm playing through the PRS HDRX20. There you can kind of see it. HDRX20. Into down here is the Bella cab. But this head is awesome, and it is no doubt the nicest amp I own, the most expensive amp I own, and the only hand-wired amp I own. But they're awesome. Killer amp. Killer amp, especially if you like a Fender style amp, which I love. I know this HDRX20 is a little different, but this Fender style, the Bella, awesome, awesome. If you had enough, if you had the dough, PRS or Gibson, and what model? Great question. So I'm endorsed, and I'm a PRS artist, so that's why I have this. To be honest, before I owned this guitar, if you would have asked that, it would have been a DGT PRS. And this is a core model one, and before I started working with PRS, this is just like out of my reach. These are really expensive. Now, yeah, I do this for a living. I make my money with this. This is a tool. It's been under countless planes. I take it all over. It gets beat up. It gets used. That's what it's for. But so I think before I owned this, I would say this. But I mean, if I had enough dough and just to switch it up, I would love an ES335. Now, also PRS makes that hollow body McCarty or semi-hollow, whatever, that's kind of like their 335. And both of those guitars are expensive, but a vintage real 335 would be really cool. I love them both. I don't own any Gibson guitars, and I work with PRS. Now, PRS is awesome, and there's no rules saying I can't go buy a Gibson guitar. There's nothing like that. It's but it is one of those things like if I'm playing normal gigs, I can play whatever. If I'm gonna play on TV, like I played the Grand Ole Opry, first off, I wanted to bring this guitar, and this is what I wanted to use. So it was an easy choice. But also, like working with the company, like I wanna, it's a two-way street, right? Like, hey, we want to work with you, but then if you're doing something that's noticeable or has more views, whatever, right? Like, use our product if you can or will, you know? So PRS is an awesome company to work with. They're not crazy rigid. They know they just know the players. They know everybody plays all kinds of guitars. Seldom are people playing just purely one brand. So they've been awesome with that. But yeah, if I was going to play on a TV spot because of my relationship with PRS right now, I'm going to play a PRS. Just because they've helped me out, I want to give back, and that's the way to give back, is being like, hey, I'm on a very visible thing. Let's play a PRS guitar. But all of that aside, I'd love a 335. I'll switch it up sometimes. But right now, I genuinely, the two PRS, actually all three of my PRS guitars are the most used live. And that's just because I love them. I like this. I love the SE Silver Sky. And then my CE, I use a lot for open E. So I was only used during a couple songs in the night with Lanco, but I use it for that, and I genuinely like it for that. The SE Silver Sky is obviously a Strat variant, so when I want the Strat sound, I'm grabbing that. And when I want a Les Paul humbucker type sound, it's the DGT for me. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Love my Strats and Tellys, but I've got a gamer standard that absolutely screamer. I don't know what a gamer standard is. Strat to Telly. Teach me how to play Scatman. I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry, Jake Hunt. Any Billy Strings in the chamber? Like Dust in a Baggie? I wish. I think Dust in a Baggie on acoustic, I could sit and learn. It would take me a couple days of hard practice to learn just that intro or whatever. I think that I could learn now. I'm just talking about the intro, not soloing and ripping. But no, it's just a little above my pay grade. I could sit and learn some of it, I think, but doing everything he does, that takes a lifetime of dedication to that. I think the trem guitars on here are very tuned. The tuning is very stable. Now, right now, I'm having a little bit of tuning issues just because these strings are so dead. They need to be changed. That's what happens with these when they're getting roughed up. But I don't ever use the trem bar. And so there's two factors. I have this trem, and all of my PRS trems are flush. They're locked down. So this trem is not floating like it comes. I took this into my tech, and we locked it down. And that's actually not for standard tuning stability. It works great tuning stability. There's a couple factors. One, I like to anchor my wrist on the very top of this when I'm playing. And if you push too hard when it's floating, you're bending that trem back a little bit. I've gotten very good at not pushing too hard on it because I played this guitar for a year before I locked it down just because I was so busy and never had time. And I finally got it locked down. The big reason is outside of Lanco, if I'm doing Broadway stuff, cover stuff, you're getting tunes thrown at you, called random stuff. There's a lot of drop D guitar happening in Nashville, especially on country stuff. And with the floating trem, if you change the tension on one string, like if I go to drop D, I need to tune them all. They're just kind of out, but it's enough that I'd noticed the first time I tried to do that, where I was like, oh, I need to, So I locked it down mainly for that, so I can drop the low E string, and nothing else is really changing, and it stays in tune. And I don't use the trem, so it makes sense. I never plug the trem in, so why have it? So this one is locked, and that's how I prefer it. But a lot of people use the trem. It's just if you're playing downtown Nashville, and I'm just bringing one guitar, which I always do on a cover set, if I'm bringing this guitar, I wouldn't bring this guitar before because there'd be so many drop D stuff you know, in and out. I'd be in drop D one song, then not in drop D for 2 songs, then back to drop D, then not in drop D. And trying to tune all of them that quick is incredibly annoying. So I wouldn't bring this guitar, and I'd bring this SE Silver Sky or my Tele or my OG Strat. But then once I got this locked down, now it's like, okay, I can bring this out downtown, and it's gonna sound great and play great, and it's all good, you know. I do agree, Dust in a Baggie is an awesome tune. Love it. 28 long years for some dust in a baggie. How about White House Road? Okay, Jeremiah, that one people play a lot. This is how do I kind of play it? See, so there's a Miranda Lambert song called Gunpowder and Lead that goes like this. I've been playing that one so much more recently. I haven't played White House Road in a while. It's that riff that's coming to mind, but White House Road be... It's like the same thing, same progression. How's it go? White House Road. I can't remember, but it's because I've been playing that Miranda Lambert song way more recently. The cover tunes I've been playing downtown are with a female, so it's female-led songs a lot of the time. Not all of them, but when you play with the female, it's funny, playing with the female-fronted versus male-fronted cover band is very different, because the female-fronted, like in the male-fronted cover band, you're probably not going to play Man, I Feel Like a Woman, but almost every female-fronted group is playing that. You know, stuff like that. A lot of Taylor Swift. And then the requests just come in female-esque, you know? So a lot of Taylor Swift. Play Carly Pierce. A lot of Megan Maroney. People are asking for Megan Maroney. So it's funny. The females a lot of times have to, because there's more guy country songs and cover songs, sing a lot of guy stuff. But then they also can sing all the female stuff. Whereas a lot of guys, you're just singing the guy stuff. So that is an interesting caveat. I played for years down there only with male-fronted bands. So then I got a gig with a female, and it's like, oh, I got to learn, like, Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And I can't even remember how it goes. It's been so long since I played that. I'm not playing cover stuff all the time now. But that Miranda Lambert song, Gunpowder and Lead's a great example of that. You know, instead of White House Road, we're playing. I'd love to turn it up. The little guy's sleeping here. I don't know if you can still see him. He's there. He's alive. He's a good little guy. But, okay, anyways, let me answer some more questions. I don't know Brown Rang by Honey Sing. Nice PRS. Do you play also metal? I don't at all, like Louise, honestly. If I got called for a metal gig in town, I've got friends that crush that stuff and are really good at it. I grew up on learning all the John Mayer type stuff. I went that route. I was obsessed with, when I was younger, just trying to make like this sound good going. Whatever. So I spent way more time going this pretty stuff. I've always been cursed with. I like the pretty simple stuff. I meant to go. That's a great country bend. You know, here's a great bending, pedal steel bending type practicing of going. That's hard, man. Those are great pedal steel bends in there, though. This feeling, it's classic country. Or you go, that's a great one. This is another great one where you're bending just up a half step right there. And I'm thinking I'm over the 5 chord right there. So if I'm in G, 1 chord, 5. If I don't hit that note, it's hard. Then the 4. And there I'm grabbing the 5 and 1 up top, and I'm going. Really classic country bend right there. If you rake it like that, it's another type of thing you can do. And then this one, killer pedal steel bend. This is probably the hardest one of all. I've gone. And there, I'm grabbing 5th root and then the minor 3rd of a G. I'm thinking G down here, but I'm grabbing the minor 3rd and I'm pulling it down with my pointer finger up a half step. So I'm bending it, and that's the only bend I do where I'm pulling it down instead of pushing up to a half step, up to that major 3rd. So if here's my normal G, I'm going to play this. And then if you're really good, you can grab that 5th once you pull it down, going, which is hard. Another great one is sliding from the 2 or going. That's what I was doing there, so that. Here's what's cool. That's country, right? Here's that same type of riff, but in an almost more R&B context. If I was going little guy, you're gonna fall off. Come here, you're gonna fall off. I'll tell you what, you guys, this is the sweetest little dog. I mean, he's young, we're in the puppy phase, but anyways, there's a lesson no one asked for, but some great bend stuff. And this one, I use this one all the time. Love that organ. But that's a cool R&B little thing I made up of doing like that. Little guy, you're gonna fall off. Yeah, you're gonna fall off. There it is. He's my little guitar playing guy. It's hard, man. Okay, let me answer some more questions. Hey, thanks for the likes on here, you guys, too. Also, the tips and the gifted members. Hey, Jay might not be in here, but thank you so much. Seriously. Thank you. Have an in-person lesson today, but we'll be contacting. Hey, absolutely. Shoot me a message. It's just my YouTube name at gmail.com if you're interested in lessons. I'll do in-person lessons. Right now, I've got the small puppy, so I've got one person waiting on an in-person lesson just because I don't know how this will go with no one else to watch him yet. But I do lessons with literally people like all over the world. It's really crazy. So if you're interested, just reach out. I do $1 a minute. I normally do a 60-minute lesson, but I'm happy to do a 30 or 45 if that fits more in your budget. Okay, there's my plug. Country made hybrid picking what it is to. Oh, absolutely. No question about that. You seem like a country music fan, not metal. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Lewis. I think I disappoint a lot of people. PMR pull off. Foul banjo. I'm not exactly sure. Well, tell me what you mean by that, Dwayne. Can you teach me a song right now? What song do you want to know? This has been an awesome live stream. Thanks for, hey, awesome. Get some work done, AJ. Oh, you guys, I'm way behind on the comments, but let me first off say thank you to Alan. Welcome to the members club. Welcome to the members club. And thumbs up on that, Alan. I've got, I said this because there's a bunch of new members now from the gifted member thing. I'll make a post, just a normal post on YouTube that's members only after this with the Discord link if you want to join the Discord. I'm about to put a bunch more pictures of this little guy in the Discord, but we got some different channels in there, and yeah, I enjoy it. Also, looking for some video ideas, and those Discord people are definitely, I'm just seeing those first, so. Okay, I missed a bunch of your guys' comments. I didn't realize I was so far behind, you guys, so if I'm not getting into it, no Trem on the Silver Sky. Whoa, pretty sure I've seen you play on Broadway, dude. Really? Are you living down here, Saltwater? Redneck? Bro, stop this gay shit and riff on some. Yeah, that's just I did this too, like instant block. I do that for all that stuff. Since you travel so much, are you tweaking the neck on your own? I can imagine climate change messes with the neck. Is that something you have to deal with a lot? Hey, great question, Sleep. Sometimes, thankfully, both of these PRS guitars I have are really stable. I've noticed I've had to tweak it the most, not when I'm flying, but when we're in a bus. And we're out for 3-4 days. And last year, when we were doing that run, it was in the fall, so it's cold, and the guitars are living in a vault in a trailer behind the bus. There, I noticed more I'd have to tweak it. It is something I do on my own. It's just I'll get it in there, and it's just it's such a small tweak, right? But sometimes I have to do that. These PRS guitars have been great, though. I've staying pretty stable. No guitar, I think, is completely immune. So I have had to adjust them before, but it's not a crazy amount. Great question, though. Playing drums along with you. I need to play more then, huh? Any tips for learning sweep, sack? I'll tell you what, I don't have great tips because I can't really do it myself. The only thing I've got is like kind of that pretty stuff. I can't do it back down. I should practice it. So, sorry, I don't have great tips, to be honest. JM has no peers in many ways with feel and phrasing and melody. I agree, David. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan. Hey again, Alan. Great to see you. I hope I'm saying your name wrong. Or I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm about to hop off here soon, you guys, because I am going to go eat some lunch. I've got to, take the little guy to go to the bathroom and whatnot. Which, if you've just joined, right? Can you see him down there? Oh, yeah. It's just a sleepy day. Hello, guy. Okay. Will this be up after? Yeah, I think I let them all post, so they're always up. My channel probably has too much of these, but I love going live, man, so why not? Who cares? Hey, bro. How you doing? Okay, Jason. I have only one good country band. I'll be going through that section a few times. Those are good ones, Tim. Jason, honestly, just that little thing I was just doing is like a bunch of great ones in one. Whoops, you gotta turn the volume up, huh? But that's great. And the killer, just learning just that section right there teaches you all of those. They're great, you know? Here's another good one. That. Hey, the bends sound pretty great and you don't have a B bender. Have you spent any time with Marty Stewart or Kenny Vaughn? I have spent time with Kenny Vaughn way back in the day when I first moved to Nashville. One of my mentors, his name is Pete, would play drums with Kenny quite a bit at just little gigs around town. So I'd go and watch Pete. He introduced me to Kenny. Would Kenny recognize me or even remember me? I doubt it. Now, it's funny. Kenny kind of has this kind of hair. He's obviously a lot older, but we used to be like, that's what you're going to look like when you're older. I don't know if that's good or bad, but live playing humbuckers or single coils, any preference? You know, Tim time, I'm honestly switching back and forth all the time. I love this guitar, and this has been the main thing all year for Lanco, but just these past couple gigs, I've started switching to the SE Silver Sky, and I'm loving that, you know? Kenny's awesome, though. Marty, I actually did meet Marty Stewart, too, but my girlfriend is an agent, and her agency works with Marty, and they had booked a gig. So we were backstage before the gig, and it was a really quick, like, hey, Marty, nice to meet you. And then he went on stage. So I met him, but it's about as much as that. I haven't had any real interaction with him. Glad to hear. I'm the guy that asked for the modes. Oh, awesome. I hope that kind of helped. Yeah, absolutely. A great guitar player. There she is, Janelle herself. Janelle, I've got a surprise for you, Janelle, but if you're still in the stream, and write another comment, just to know that you're still in here. In Nashville this weekend, you playing anywhere around then? Muddy Dog, I was supposed to be playing tomorrow, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., but I had to sub that gig out because I'm going with Lanco to the CMA Awards, and I'm getting fitted for the close tomorrow, and it conflicts, so... No, I'm playing in Orlando for a private event this weekend, which should be really nice. We're playing, I think, at the Ritz-Carlton, and I think they threw in a free round of golf. So I think we're going to golf. Should be a great gig vlog this weekend, honestly. So be on the lookout for that. Apart from gear YouTubers, in my opinion. Hey, David, I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, there's so much gear and people reviewing stuff. Sometimes I do a little bit of that just for my own take and being like, this is my experience. Country bands in there. I'm on that bend thing, and I'm not even playing the telly. But I'm glad you like that. There's tons of gear stuff, and my stuff's not as high quality anyways. I just use my phone, so might as well show some other parts of stuff, you know. Mr. Vague, great to see you as always. Snack, is there a metal scene in Nashville? If not, what city is good for that? There definitely is. I don't know other cities, but there is. There's clubs here and stuff, and there's local bands playing that'll play metal and stuff. There's punk music, rock music. That is around. It's not on Broadway. Now, if you go down on Broadway and request some metal songs, a lot of bands will play it and know how to play some stuff like that. But an actual metal show, yeah, that community is here. Every community is here. Seriously. Cute Pooch. Bella the Shih Tzu says hello to... Hey, thanks, Mr. Vague. Hey, Tim, any plans on coming out to SoCal? Would love to see you guys live. Hey, absolutely. I bet we will next year. We were in California at least 4 or 5 times this year, just all throughout, north, south, middle. So we'll be back. We definitely will be back. California is a market we like, and we're in a lot. Jackie, the olive emoji. Love it. Great to see you. I was just about to say... I'm getting a Stetson icon. Absolutely. In fact, I just need to sit down and upload it. I already made it. But ever heard of Robin Trower? Absolutely. I don't know Bridge of Sighs, but I should check it out. I know Robin Trower. Okay, you guys, I'm about to hop off. It's depending on if Janelle, to Janelle, okay. Janelle did send a message. Great. Then you'll get your surprise. What advice would you give to someone who is trying to play more blues in a band, but feels like they are running out of ideas? Okay, we're trying to play more blues in a band. So you mean you're running out of ideas lead-wise? Because here's my advice. And you might already know this, so maybe this doesn't mean anything. But if you're playing in a blues band, and you're doing even just there's so many different types of blues, right? You might just be doing a... Maybe we're playing that kind of blues. Maybe we're doing... Maybe we're doing a... So here's my initial advice: is if you're playing blues in a band, you feel like you're running out of ideas, you're probably comfortable. Like if we're in A, playing over an A7, you probably can play A minor pentatonic over it. You don't want to forget that. That's all important stuff. But what might be the next step, and maybe you already do this, but it's mixing major and minor. Right there, I'm just playing minor pentatonic with some of the blue notes going on. Start be mixed major and minor. So instead of just playing, that's minor all day, which is good. You could play something. So see how in there the flavor instantly changes instead of just going. I could go. Anyways, there I messed around. But here's how you do that. You're going to start thinking, here's your A minor pentatonic. Now in the same position, off of A, you want to overlay your A major pentatonic. So there's A major, here's A minor. Now to start mixing that in, I normally like to just teach a couple licks and keep it simple. So here's some licks. You start by just going, mixing in that major third, so you go. Actually, honestly, I like that 6 too, but it's overlaying the scale, like I'd teach you a lick like this where we'll walk up kind of major, but we'll go 1 minor third major third hammer on, and that's the key that you need right there. It's really I love teaching that lick because you walk up kind of major and then you just walk down the minor pentatonic. So going. So major. Minor. I can't teach it to you all right here. If you want a lesson, that's great. Reach out. But I'd just look up, starting to mix major and minor. Maybe that'll help freshen up some ideas. A great person to listen to that, and this is not necessarily beginner level stuff, but is Robin Ford all day long. Robin Ford. So anyways, okay. What advice would you give? Oh, yeah, okay. Check out an ES-135, Tim. Under the Radar. Is it still made by Gibson, Jason? I don't know it. Humbucker version, okay. Shadowline Studios. He would like how you play. See, Philip Wolf at Shadowline Studios. He would like how you play. Okay. Joe, can you put me in contact with him? What is for lunch? Great question. This is a happy pup right there. Yeah, he is. Look at that little guy, right? He's like a tiny little deer. His legs are like big puppies or puppies that are going to get big, right? They normally have big paws. He's not going to be huge, so his paws are tiny, but his legs are like long, So he's like a deer. Take care, Tim and Stetson. Hey, thanks, guys. OMG, he's so cute. Greetings from Poland. Hello. I don't know any entertainment. You a guitar teacher? Absolutely. And I'm about to sign off, you guys, but I'll say it one last time. TimAvenMusic@gmail.com. If you're interested in a lesson, I can do it anywhere in the world. I do them online all the time. I can do in-person too. We're on in-person hold right now with Little Guy, but absolutely. So if you're interested in that and talking about any concepts that you want to know, the cage system stuff, improvising, blues, country, some funk, soul, R&B type stuff, I like doing that too, but I teach a lot of blues, country, some pop rock, cage system stuff, improvising, starting to mix that major and minor. I do that a lot, you know, so. Okay, I'm just about to hop off, you guys. Tim, can you play one of your Lanco guitar parts and explain how it relates to the chord progression under it? Russ, okay, great question. This will be the last thing I do. Okay, what's a great one? Lanco guitar parts. I'll give you two real quick. I'll start with so I put on some delay and reverb for Born to Love You, which is a Lanco song. And at the beginning, in the verse, I'm kind of doing well, I'm sorry, there's no delay on the verse, but I'm going G, 5, 1, 5, 6. Now, while that's happening, here, let me loop it. This might be a good idea. Okay, so 3, 4. Ooh, I didn't get it quite right, but okay, so the loop's not perfect. That's gonna mess me up. So the loop's not perfect, but what I'm trying to show is in the first verse, the song opens up with that riff where I'm going. So what am I thinking about there? I'm thinking I'm out of this kind of C shape. I'm going. So it's this little, up here it's D shape also, and I'm in G, right? So it's these three, and then I'm starting with my pinky down. This one also starts on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's the and a 1. But rhythm aside, I keep that going during the verse while those chords are going underneath, and I'm just going. I started looking at my finger on the thing, trying to move this so you could see better. Maybe this will help. There's another great example. So I'll do swells where I go. And I'm not using the volume swell right now, but the idea there is it's 1, 5, 6, 4, and I'm just doing 2-note things there. So on the 1, I'm playing the 5 and 1 of G, 1. Then I go to the 1 in major third of 5. Then I go to the minor third and flat 7 of 6. So this shape is the same for the two. So I go. Put it up, back into the riff. So there's an idea of Born to Love You and kind of how I'm thinking that D/C shape, and I'm in G. You know, and there it's just it's that riff out of that same thing. It's not completely following the chords, but it sounds good over it. Another one and a great one that's easy to explain is a song called Sound of the Saturday Night. In the second verse, the progression is like, so E minor, G, C, G, E minor, G, C, G. And in the second verse, I'm going, right there. I'm grabbing an E minor up here, and I'm going. Now I'll put my pinky down. I don't move anything but put my pinky down, but I'm going from root of E minor. That's an E, right? Then once my pinky's down, it's a G, and I'm thinking C-shaped G chord. So here's my A-shaped E minor. Then I've got C-shaped G chord. Then I put my pinky down, and I've kind of got a, this is a special chord there, but it's kind of like an E-shaped C, you know? So it's that root movement. So the progression underneath is E minor, G, C, G, and I'm going. So that's another good example of like one where you're moving with the chords there, but I'm playing a high part that's a little different. Let's do the classic Greatest Love Story. Well, I can't show you the chords underneath because it's in a different tuning, but I'm just going. And with the volume pedal, that's maybe not the best example. What's one more good example? I do those swell things on another song called What I See. This will be the last one I do, where I'm going. So I'm on 1. In the verse I go, whoops, I'm sorry, so it's 1, 3, 4, to the G, to the 1, to the 5, 4, 1, back up to 1, 4, 1, 5, 5, 4, 1, you know? So there's here's a great one. In the second verse of that, I know I'm really just throwing a bunch of stuff at you, but it's called What I See, and he goes like this in the second verse. So the progression is D, G, D, A, G, D. So in the verse I'm going up to G, 1, 5, 4, 1. So there, I'm just grabbing double stops and outlining the chord. So this is the major third in 1 of the 1 chord D. Then I go up to the 5 in major third, do that kind of. I don't hit that one, but that's the. You play the whole scale like that. Right, that's the scale, which is great to learn that. If you haven't learned that, learn that scale and double stop, so useful. But 1, 1. Now I'm up to the G chord. I've got the 5 in the major third of G. Back to the 1. Then I'm hitting the 5 in 1 with 1 on the bass of the A chord. No major third. I'm going because there's already other context in the band. I don't need that major third right there. So anyways, okay, talked a bunch about that. Dear 2, yes. I'm not going to tune the guitar differently, but okay, let me block this guy. Anybody that's in here saying some stuff, or just instant block. But okay, hey you guys, working on guitar parts of cover tunes. Hey, thanks, Russ. I hope that's awesome that you're doing that. Okay, you guys, we've got to run. We're gonna eat some food. Thanks so much for a great stream. Almost 100 minutes today, quite a while. Awesome, I had a ton of fun doing it. And yeah, you guys take care. Thanks for the tips and the requests and the questions. I always love doing this. It's my favorite thing. Thanks for meeting Stetson and him hanging out. We're gonna go out and go to the bathroom, huh? All right, you guys, until next time, peace.